What's up, guys? So today I'm sharing another knife trade. Got more silver. That's right. I know some of you guys love it, some of you guys hate it. You just don't care. You want to see the knives and stuff, and I get that. But you know, I do a little of this, a little of that. So anyway, I'm just sharing the trade. So here's a note. It says, Jeff, here's my portion of the trade. I threw in a few extras for your unique knife collection, as well as your bottle opener collection. I forged the screwdriver / bottle opener myself. Enjoy, brother. And that's from Chandon. So first off, the extras were super cool. He sent me one of these knives, and actually I have these. These are super unique. I really love these. This one has some advertisement on it. It says Nippon Denso or Nippon Denso U Groove spark plugs. So pretty cool. Just advertising a company there. So these are you can find these like on eBay if you happen to like this design. You can find them fairly cheap. Sometimes they'll be like sets. These used to be available back in the day when they had a lot more of those, you know, airport confiscation lots. I'm sure they still do, but sometimes you have to get a bunch of crap you don't want. But anyway, so you can see it's just a flat piece of plastic here, and there's a little nail nick. You lift up on one side, all right, then you slide the blade out, and then it locks back in the other side. Very simple. A short little runnable blade here, about 2 inches, 2 1/4 inches, something like that. And it's very effective. You know, it has a little bit of flex in it, a little bit of play, but these things work. I actually use the one that I have. Actually, I have two of them. One's red that's in my desk, which I'll use occasionally, a quick little letter opener, although I have tons of knives all around my desk, so it's not always a go-to. But then I also have a black one that's in my collection. So this is really nice. I appreciate that. Also, he sent me this. Now, I've seen this. This is a Kershaw bit set, all right, for your keys. It has a little split ring on there. I've never had this one before. Let's see, let me zoom in for you. All right, you can get these on, like I've seen on BladeHQ for like $8, $7, something like that. But I'm sure you can find them all over the place, different dealers or on eBay, Amazon, things like that. But the Kershaw website on there, all right, and just phone number. So if you look at the back here, you unscrew this. All right, let me back out a little. We don't need this extreme close-up anymore. So you unscrew the back, all right. And inside's hollow and houses 3 bits here. These are all Torx bits. So there's the 3 bits. And the sizes are, the smallest one's a 6. So we have a T6, we have a T8, and a T10. All right, so the 3 more common sizes for your knife parts and stuff. All right, so very convenient, especially if you do want to keep it on the keys or keep it in a bag or something like that. Whatever knife you have, this will more than likely be able to adjust it on the fly. So let's say your pivot screw is a little bit loose, or you see a pocket screw, pocket clip screw, you know, back out or something like that. You know, just right there and then you can tighten it, which is really nice. So super cool. And then of course, once you put the bit in the front end there, we do have 2 spots with knurling, so you can actually, you know, kind of crank that down if you need to. But super cool. That would definitely get used. And then this is really nice too. I love homemade stuff. It always has like kind of a special thing in my collection. So the one side you can use as bottle opener, which is really neat. All right, you have a cool little twist in here, and then a very professionally looking made head for a flathead. All right, which obviously you can use for maybe some light prying. I don't think I'd go crazy with that because I don't want to deform that. I would actually like to keep that as a screwdriver. But this is very well done. Super cool. I don't know if this was just something you did for fun, or if this was like a school project at some point that's really old, or you know, or what, but I love stuff like this. Like I said, it just makes it a little extra special. Then, of course, the main show here is the silver. So this is a piece of silver. I mean, there's a ton of different precious metals that I want. There's generic metals that are always cool, but there's a lot of things that are just kind of well known. You know, certain bars like the Germanic 100-gram bar is something that happens to be super popular right now. I see, you know, within the community, tons of people collecting them. There's certain pieces that are just notable, just pieces that everyone knows about. And this is just one of those pieces. This is a Scottsdale 10-ounce chunky. All right, so this is 10 troy ounces of silver, 999 fine. But this is their chunky bar. All right, and what makes this chunky is the fact that it is a lot thicker and smaller. So when you look at different 10-ounce bars, and I probably should have taken them out for comparison here, but like a standard flat 10-ounce silver bar is bigger. It's longer, it's wider, but it's much flatter, it's thin. It really comes down to preference. Some people like that type. You know, it looks like more silver than it is. It weighs exactly the same. But I love these hand-poured chunky bars. I think these are super cool. I'd love to get more of these, and of course some different brands and stuff, but I like this style. First off, it is, you know, hand poured. It has that nice look to it, you know, the little kind of ripple effect. It's just, it's more dense. All the weight is consolidated into a smaller chunk as opposed to a larger, flatter bar. It just feels awesome. It's super smooth all around. This is the kind of silver I love to just play around with. Just literally, I'll watch a silver video or something, I'll be playing with it. I'll just hold it in my hand and, you know, admire it. It physically takes up less space too. Now, as far as like stacking, if you, depending on how you're storing your metals, if you're stacking a bunch of them, the larger flat bars are better, obviously, because they're going to be more stable. You could probably stack them 10, 20 high in a safe or something like that and not have them topple over, whereas these, you know, it's not like it's impossible, right? But you'd have to put a couple side by side, then maybe stack it like a pyramid, you know, style, so that they're more stable being stacked up. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to preference, you know, what one person likes, other people don't like. I just prefer these hand poured bars over machine bars. I think they're just cooler looking. Looks more like pirate treasure to me. But just to feel this in the hand as opposed to a larger bar that's flatter, more machined, has, you know, sharper edges. It's just not as fun to kind of play around with. This is fun to literally just hold. Just super cool. I've been a huge fan of Scottsdale silver for a very long time. If you guys don't know, a little random tidbit, and I believe this is, I don't know if the company's still in business, but back in the day when I was having a lot of gun content, I was trying out HPR ammo. HPR was a brand that was created from the CEO of Scottsdale Metal. So they had a well-established, you know, precious metals company at that point, but got into ammo a little bit. And originally it was reloads, the HPR ammo. I loved it. It was awesome. It was super cheap back in the day. They were factory reloads. I had 9mm and 45. In fact, I still have some 9 left from way back when. I just thought it was pretty cool. When I first got into the ammo, I liked it because people were talking about it and it was a lot cheaper. And then at some point someone told me, you know, made the connection that it's the same guy who owns both companies. So I don't know, like-minded people, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, Scottsdale is awesome. Again, very well-known, well-recognized company. When you're buying different types of silver, it's just kind of a bonus when you have known branding. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about, you know, Englehards, when I got that Engelhard bar from Coin Guy. It was just, it's special because a lot of people collect Engelhard. You know, it's a very well-known brand and collectible. And as time goes on, there's just certain brands that people tend to lean towards. They just like them more. Germania, the Germanian mint I was just talking about, those 100-ounce bars, those are you know, pretty popular, as well as other stuff from that mint. Johnson Mathis is also a very popular brand. When you see Atmex brand and stuff, it's just, it gives people a little bit more security knowing that it's a known company making something. It's no different than a knife. If you happen to like Spyderco or Cold Steel or Kershaw, Benchmade, I mean, you pick a brand, whatever. People have favorites. You pick brands that you just like. You like their work, you like the branding, you like the popularity of that. And then, you know, on the flip side of things, you know, when you eventually sell the stuff, it tends to be a little bit easier to sell to those people who recognize those brands. So branding does play a huge role in a lot of things in our life, especially when you talk about value. And as we know, some branding, some logos bring a lot more value than the items that they're actually on, just because of the branding. So popularity and branding, logos, that all does make a difference. So, you know, if you're looking to, you know, pick up precious metals and stuff, they're gonna be a lot easier to sell in the future. You can have a generic bar. This can have nothing on it at all except for 999 fine silver. And yeah, it's still easy to sell most places, but not as easy when you have a specific recognizable bar. All right, just one of those things. So something to think about if you're buying and stacking. But anyway, just super cool. Like I said, just the most fun to play around with, because the 10 troy ounce bar, it's heavy. It's got chunk, but it's not like a 100-ounce bar. You're not gonna play around with it as much. It's about as heavy as you want to go to have fun fondling it, I suppose. But it fits in the hand perfectly. It's a nice little chunky bar. I'd love to have 100 more of these, to be honest. I'd love to have 1,000 more of them, but that's not gonna happen. But who knows? Maybe in the future I have, you know, another 5 or so if I can eventually collect them. It's just kind of cool. I just like it. So that was an exciting offer that someone threw my way. And I will tell you, I did give up a very nice knife for it. It was the Manticore-X OTF from Heretic Knives, which I absolutely loved. It was a double-edged knife. I did a video on it here. If you guys remember that, it was green. Super cool knife. But that's why I ended up sacrificing for this little chunk of metal. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.